This simple piece of rope has been an absolute must-have for fighters. It's not just some warm-up, It's a legendary conditioning tool that builds champions from the feet up. And to really get why, we've got to look at some of the legends who pretty much perfected it. And there's really no better place to start than with the one and only Roberto Duran. The guy was a 4-division world champion. They called him Hands of Stone. See, the thing about Duran was, inside the ring, he was an absolute monster, a true hand of stone. But outside of it, especially between fights, he fully embraced life. He came from a really impoverished youth in Panama, and he loved to eat. And because of that, his weight would often balloon. And I'm not kidding when I say balloon. We're talking up to 200 pounds. Now think about this. He often fought at around 135 to 160 pounds. So this wasn't just a few extra pounds he had to shed. It was a monumental task every single time he stepped into a new training camp. So how in the world did he do it? How did he drop 50, sometimes even more, pounds to get back into fighting shape? Well, his go-to tool wasn't some grueling, joyless cardio machine. It was the jump rope. And according to Duran himself, he leaned on it so heavily because, believe it or not, he actually thought it was the most enjoyable way to exercise. I mean, this is a tool that's been passed down through generations of legends. We've already talked about Duran and his insane weight cuts. But then you've got someone like Mike Tyson who would do these intense squat jumps with the rope, just cranking the difficulty and the calorie burn through the roof. And if you want to see what true mastery looks like, go watch videos of Brian Valoria. The lightness, the agility in his feet, it's just unbelievable. And it comes directly from his work with the rope. So that really begs the question, right? How can kids' toy be a champion's secret weapon? How can something so simple be so incredibly powerful? And trust me, the health benefits of jumping rope are genuinely surprising. Alright, first up, calories. Jumping rope absolutely torches them, at a rate that's super similar to running. And you can crank that up even more with a weighted rope or by learning more advanced moves. But believe me, the calorie burn is just the very beginning of the story. I mean, where it's a total game changer is what it does for your cardiovascular system. So just how big of an impact are we talking about? Get this. A 2013 study from Arizona State University found something pretty incredible. They saw that just 10 minutes a day of jumping rope gave people the same level of aerobic fitness improvement as 30 minutes of jogging. Let that sink in. That's 3 times more efficient, an amazing workout in a fraction of the time. And it doesn't stop there. The benefits go way deeper. Let's talk about your skeleton. Every single time you land, that light, repetitive impact sends a little signal through your bones to get stronger. And your body responds by building denser, more resilient bone tissue. This makes it a fantastic tool for contact athletes trying to prevent injuries, but it's also incredibly valuable for older adults who might be worried about age-related bone density loss. Now here's a benefit most people never ever think about: your immune system. That vertical up and down motion, it acts like a pump for your lymphatic system, which is a key part of your body's defense network. See, unlike your blood, your lymphatic system doesn't have a heart to move fluid around. It relies on your body's movement. So jumping rope helps clear out waste and toxins. Think of it as an internal cleanse for your body, keeping that immune system strong. Okay, so let's look at how all of this comes together to build a better, more complete athlete. Because beyond all those core health benefits, jumping rope is basically a masterclass in developing physical skill. I mean, just think about the incredible amount of coordination it takes. You're timing your hands, your arms, your legs, and your feet, all in this perfect rhythm. This builds that springy lightness you see in elite athletes. It develops explosive power in your lower legs and enhances shoulder stamina, which is exactly why fighters absolutely love it. You even develop better spatial awareness because you have to know exactly where that rope is at all times. So you're convinced. But how do you actually start without, tripping over your own feet a million times? Let's break down the practical side of things. First things first, the rope itself. As you can see here, a simple vinyl rope, sometimes called a licorice rope, is a perfect starting point. It's durable, it's affordable. Beaded ropes are also great for beginners because the extra weight gives you more feedback, and that click-clack of the beads actually gives you an audible cue for your rhythm. Then, as you get better, you might move on to a leather rope for that old-school feel or a speed rope for the really advanced skills. Getting the right rope length is absolutely crucial for a smooth experience. This guide here is a great starting point based on your height. So, if you're between, say, 5'5" and 5'11", a 9-foot rope is probably your best bet. The most important tip here is that if you're between sizes, always choose the longer rope. You can easily shorten it, but you can't make it any longer. You've got your rope. It's the right length. Now it's time for the fun part, your very first jumps. So let's walk through the fundamental technique to get you started on the right foot. But hold on, before you try to go all Rocky Balboa, I have to give you the most important piece of advice. Please, start slow. This is so important. Your ankles and calves are probably not used to this kind of repetitive impact. You need to give your body a month, maybe two, of just consistent practice to adapt. Just focus on that basic 2-foot jump, landing on the balls of your feet. Keep your jumps low, just enough to clear the rope, and keep those arms in tight to your body. Once that feels natural, then you can evolve to the boxer skip, which really unlocks those longer, more rhythmic workouts. And this, right here, is where the real transformation begins. Because once you get past that initial learning curve, jumping rope just stops feeling like a chore. It becomes playful. It's almost meditative, you know? It takes your mind off all the daily stresses, and it actually becomes a creative outlet where you can learn all these new skills and movement.